Hey, Matt here with 911R, and we have this really cool 65 Mustang hot rod fastback that's coming up for sale. I've known this car for a long time. It's an inspiration car for a car that I built a few years ago in Solar Marine Trailer. I love 65 fastback Mustangs. They're just, if you're any car from the 60s, that's just the best starting for a hot rod. But I want to bring in my good friend Jim Beatty, who built this car originally, and Jim's a lot of the reason we're down here in Scottsdale. He's a lot of the reason I'm tied into the scene down here. He is Mr. Scottsdale. I'd say he's the mayor of Car Town down here, especially if you have a Ford. I mean, this guy knows everything about Fords. But so Jim, tell me about your car that you built.
Okay, two things. I'm not the mayor of Scottsdale as it relates to cars, but I do car things. And I like Mustang 65 fastbacks more than you do. But anyway, so way back when, around 2007, the start of this car was an idea. I said, the next unbelievably perfect in every way fastback that I find, I'm buying.
And I'm going to chime in for a second. When Jim says perfect, this guy is as retentive as it gets. The car's halfy right. I mean, he sniffs and tastes the quarter panels, make sure they're, these are the blue ones.
Right. So I did find the car. It was literally the next day. Complete unbelievable coincidence. A guy says, yeah, I have one of those. How do you have one? Stalled project, father, son. The car was an Arizona car from new. That's what I understand. I saw the car and I bought it on the spot. No rust repair, ever. No rust. It's the cleanest one I've ever seen. So I put it in storage. 5 years later, I said, let's go. So we decided to do a build that was like a nod to the Pernelli Jones car, if you're familiar with the Pernelli Jones, Bud Moore Trans Am race car, red, black, white, and have Trans Am cues all over the car, with also a nod to the GT350R car. So you'll see a lot of that on this car. I chose two separate people to build the car, two people with skills in their own areas. So a guy named Tim Smart from Smarty's Garage. He's a race car builder. He knows everything about mechanics, everything about building race cars, efficiency, maintenance, and beyond. Right. And another guy that knows everything about making a car look cool and doing it completely right, restoration from start to finish. And that's who we had build the car for us.
That's Heath Elmer, right?
Heath Elmer.
Yeah.
Heath Elmer Restorations.
Yeah.
Okay, so I chose a theme that was very simple. I wanted to do factory 65 GT350R front end, which you can see the lower valance. I want it to be extremely simple. Simple meaning no frills other than very, very business. So we did a very simple front end like a 65 GT350 or GT350R. We put some custom features here with the brake inlets here that are actually, they work. We put a kind of a cool little toe thing here that I wouldn't ever let anybody use, and you don't really need it because it runs so great.
Correct.
But I really, really love the car. If you look at the detail in the engine compartment, I think this is as close to perfect as we could do.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know what else we could do.
Plus, this car was built for Arizona heat. It's got a massive radiator with dual fans on it and modern air conditioning on it on the drive system. It's really a nice, clean setup. You wouldn't even notice it if you weren't looking for it.
And you'll notice it's all just black. It's all subdued. There's no chrome, no shiny stuff. It's very, very business. This car is super business, and then cosmetically, I'll just say it's unbelievable. And
Yeah,
the fit and finish is literally, it's perfect.
I mean, the paint is as show quality as it gets. I mean, obviously, if it's hand rubbed and color sanded, it's
So we went
on.
with manual everything. It's got manual steering, it's got manual brakes, and we said, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do exactly what you do for a car on the racetrack with the suspension. We can walk around the car, we can talk about the suspension now. It's all
Yeah, let's talk
TC.
about suspension.
Total control, front and rear, very shock absorbers. So everything's adjustable. It's got Willwood brakes, front and back. I think there's, it's 6 piston calipers up front, 13-inch, 4 piston in the back, 12-inch. We used a Dutchman rear end with their brake setup. Everything
Locker,
black.
I assume.
Of course, everything I have has a locker in it. I've got a Volkswagen with a locker somehow.
Right.
So yeah, locker, dual master cylinders. Everything is business on this car. We've got a 5-speed Tremec TK 0600, 600. But it's a 5-speed Tremec.
Tremec 5-speed.
It's been a little while. If you come to around to the interior, we did some really trick things to this car that only a keen eye would notice. You'll see we lowered the seat boxes. So when we took the car, we took every nut and bolt out of it, we put it on a rotisserie, We lowered the seat boxes, so we cut them out, lowered them. We chose 1980s Recaro seats and restored the seats, and then used fabric that is thematic to the 60s, the same type of fabric that you'd see in a car from the 60s. If you look at the fender lips, we not only rolled them, but we flattened them all so that we could put the widest rubber on the car and lower the car as low as we could make it.
Yeah, I've driven this car. It doesn't rub. It's really tight that way.
We also clearanced the front of the rear wheel wells. And so what does that mean? Well, that's where the rub point, the first rub point is on a Mustang. So we didn't tub it because I didn't want the look of a tubbed car, but we clearanced the front. So that means we cut it, we refabricated it and flattened it so that the wheels could be wider and they could go in further, which gave us the ability to put wider wheels and tires on the car.
The side exhaust with the NASCAR style boom tube down here is really a cool touch down the bottom.
Yeah, we chose something different. We wanted to do something different, and that's what we came up with. We've got Spin Tech exhaust, which sound unbelievably great. Another thing we did to the frame, we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but we did what the factory should have done if they wanted to build race cars.
Tie it all together?
We joined the frame from the front to the back. So at the front lower frame rail, all the way to the torque box, we surgically sliced the floor on the top and then joined the front to the back surgically. So when you look at it, it looks like it's factory, and it strengthens the car along with the front strengthening cross members that we have.
You get it. I love the dog dish fuel filler in the back. That's just so cool. You get the remote Optum battery in the back like a GT would be. And it's got a little stereo system in it too.
Right, fuel safe, gas tank, set to race. You can run this car, fuel cell, right? You can run this on the track. Yeah. Put a cut off here so that you can cut off the battery for safety and the look, but it actually, everything works on this car. It's not just for show.
It's everything's purposeful. That's why I like it in a car. When I build a hot rod Porsche or something, everything's purposeful. Nothing is frill.
So sometimes people will build cars, and I really love them all, and they'll build a car that's just great. It has great performance or whatever, but we built this car for both performance and look. Every line in this car is perfect. They're all identical from left to right, front to back, every single line. We simplified
the door cards,
We made door cards for the car, and they're made of metal, painted. Aluminum, of course, we also put, at great expense and work, we put GT350R style gauge panel in there, which is, I happen to know, not easy to fit perfectly like that. So we also put a roll bar in the car, and we tucked it really, really high, and if you didn't know it, you wouldn't know. If you didn't see it, you wouldn't know it was there, because it's perfectly tucked high, and it works. It's connected properly. TCI, I think we kind of talked about the front end. The rear end is a TCI total control 4-link rear end. Sometimes people bolt those in. We welded it in. The other thing I missed was when we took everything off the car and we started with just the bare shell, we seam welded the whole shell. Everything's seam welded, just the way you would do a race car.
This car's been written up a bunch of times. Tell me about that.
Some magazines have seen it. It was written up in a magazine in France. It was written up in a magazine, Popular Hot Rodding, I believe it was here. So you can find the article. I think it's called Fortification or Fordnatic or something like that.
Right.
You could probably post it when
you can find that. Yeah.
I've got a copy for you. We put 66 style windows because a lot of the race cars would have that. I just really like the look.
It looks cool. I agree.
And the amount of difficulty to put that in properly is unbelievable. You'd never know unless you did it. So, and it was done properly. Everything on this car was done.
You get the 66 side scoops too.
66 side scoops with, and they're also functional. So everything on this car is functional. You won't see something that's like, what's that?
You have the brake ducts on them.
These are brake ducts, of course. Yep. We've used American style wheels. We painted the insides. We made these caps. We put racing studs on it. If you walk around to the back, you'll see we used the GT350 style nameplate, and we changed it to BT350. My last name's Beatty, so BT350. Kind of a fun little thing.
I think that's good. Like I said, it's got upgrade stereo in it. It's got AC. It's got the cool gauge pod, the Shelby Cobra style steering wheel. I mean, it's just got such neat stuff. Leather seats. Just the fit and finish on it, though. I mean, when's the last time you opened and closed a Mustang door and it was like that? I mean, it's pretty incredible.
There's countless hours in the body on this car, and it was never hit. and it was never rusty.
Yeah.
We started with the best one.
Just the details are incredible.
Yeah.
Jim, thank you very much for sharing the build on this car. If we have any questions come up, I'll get a hold of you. But God, what a great project. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.